Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am Atomic, and I am joined by
Hi, I'm Whis. I'm playing a dragonfly today.
a lovely, lovely dragonfly who goes by.
It's little Hadrian Winglace Buzzbrain stagehand. That is in fact his legal name.
Okay, I'll need to update my game notes.
Haddy works.
Right, okay. And wait, did I introduce myself or yeah, I did.
Just your name.
Yeah, I
You didn't
introduced
say
my
who
name. I
you were
didn't say.
playing.
Yeah, I'm playing. God, great start. I am going to be playing Mac, who has not been having a good time if you've been keeping track of his FPSs. Dear God. So this is hopefully going to be a little bit of a lighter game, just for all you listening. Hopefully it's lighter. If you see the rating, which will be in the description, you should know in advance. So this could be really, really inaccurate, like it was last time.
We'll do our best, eh?
We're saying like a preliminary medium, just to like.
Mm,
Is that the right word, preliminary?
yeah, I think so.
We're just saying medium just in case. Hopefully it's
Mm,
easier. Not easier. Hopefully it's okay.
it'll do.
Hopefully words will come to my brain because it is not right now. So, FES. So, last time we left off, following Mac, because I'm doing the intro here, so I get to decide who we're following to start off with. Uh, last time we saw Mac, wasn't doing too good. Good news, he just moved in with Philippe. Bad news, uh, secrets revealed trope. But hey, he's at least moved all of his stuff, and right now he is just sort of heading back to the squabble because even though everything went wrong, he still kind of has to. Still has a penguin to look for. Uh, Either Philippe has already gone or Mac is leaving early, but Philippe isn't here with Mac as he is heading to the squabble through Toontown.
Poor Mac. And Hattie's part, well, he hasn't really been having a great time either. He's fresh out of Set on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have his cane, so negotiating the environment is a little more difficult than normal. Because echolocation doesn't particularly do very fine detail particularly well, and he has a habit of being a bit clumsy, knocking his shins on stuff if he doesn't have his cane. And there's also all the purple scarring on his left hand, blah blah blah. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, don't worry
Um,
about it.
it's fine. No, don't worry about it. Um, but yeah, he's on his way into Toontown at the moment. He likes to go and visit the rest of the stagehand family at the hub in Toontown, which is where he's headed at the moment. However, you kind of have to walk through Toontown to get to the hub from the teleportation circle. So that's what he's doing, and he's trying to take his time and meander because he doesn't have his aforementioned cane. But I'm going to just start off with rolling him a dex save, and we'll see how we do, and we'll see if I get this new robot right. Roll d20.
Yeah, I mean, two tunes in the
Yay.
same place? What could go wrong?
11. That's not so great.
It's slightly above average.
It's slightly above average, but like it's still not particularly good. So like he's walking along and he has noticed something in the path ahead of him, but he's gone to kind of step over it and completely misjudged and tripped on it And all Mac is going to really notice, I think, is just this blue shape move past him. And then there's this whoomp and a ow! Peck! My face.
And
As he
Mac
tripped over
is,
Mac's tail.
yeah, a great start. Mac was not paying attention to the person who was walking and is now tripped up on his tail. Oh god, he already doesn't want to draw attention to himself. Uh, I'm really, really sorry. Sorry. Do you need any help? You do. Um, of- well, because, sorry.
And, so, Mac, you're looking at this pale blue, looks like a dragonfly with two sets of wings on his back and very large eyes, just sort of face down on the footpath. And he looks like he's just taking a moment before trying to push himself up and gives his face a bit of a rub. And because it wasn't less than a 10, I'm going to say he didn't take any damage from that, but he kind of looks... You know how when toons fall over and they'll get up and they've got those little scratch marks on their face from the
Yeah.
pavement? I think he's kind of got that. And he just sort of pushes his body off the footpath and then sort of half turns to look behind him, or what it looks like he's looking behind him. Oh, pig. Alright, that... you really need to get me a new cane. Hello, sorry, am I in the way?
No, no, don't worry, you're fine. That was all me. You know, big long tail. I need to, keep it to myself more. You're fine, don't worry. Well, you're not fine because I just tripped you up. Do you need any help at all?
No, I'm fine. It's certainly not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Don't worry. I tripped over your tail? I tripped over a whole damn person. All right, okay. I am not paying attention. Sorry. I'm usually a little more observant than this. I'm a bit out of it myself. So, and he's just sort of gonna push himself up and sit up, and now he's just sort of sitting on the footpath.
Um, are you absolutely sure you're fine? Because, uh, m- medical bills, okay, I couldn't pay for medical bills if you were actually really, really injured, so please don't be.
Don't worry. I know enough people with healing magic that it's not going to be an issue. I know healing magic. It's not a big drama.
Well, that's a major relief. I'm Mac, by the way. If, you should have a name to this face, although you've probably not read the newspaper, I think.
I'm afraid they don't usually make all the different newspapers in Braille. And as for putting a face to a name, I can't see your face anyway.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, the eyes are a bit deceiving. They might be large, but they're useless. I'm picking blind. Mac, was it?
Yeah.
My name's Haddy. You can call me Haddy. Little Hadrian, the stagehand at your service. And he just sort of pushes himself back up onto his feet.
Oh, well, that's a huge relief, actually. Um, the, you know, blindness thing. I don't know what a stagehand is or what services you provide.
Oh, well, I, in particular, I'm a bit of a songwriter and story writer, but my family does all sorts. We tend to go, backstage in this, theater and movies and things like that. We make all the magic happen for the people on the front.
Oh, so like an actual stagehand, right?
A lot of us are, yeah. Not all of us, of course. I got my auntie Cather who does a lot of pottery and stuff, and then of course there's my cousin Pom Pom who's a detective, and my nephew who's also a junior detective, and we got a few different people around the place doing all sorts of different things.
Hmm. Can you make me an insight check?
Sure. 22.
22. Hmm. Well, as Hattie is going on talking about uh all of all of the stagehands, there is a sort of shit. I can't say. Okay, shit. Actually, wait, no. There's not a look in Mac's face because the. I guess there's a sort of impatience as he was asking, and you get the impression not so much that he's in a hurry, but that he's sort of
Distracted?
yeah distracted is I guess the word.
Mm, fair enough. Hattie's just gonna tilt his head to one side a little bit. I don't mean to pry into your business, Mac, but you seem to have something on your mind. Am I interrupting you?
Not at all. Everything's fine. Everything's
Oh,
fine.
that is the least convincing set of words I've ever damn heard.
Well,
In my experience, Mac, no one says it's fine and means it. Not a single person I've ever met has said those words and meant it.
well, you've clearly never met me, because everything is absolutely fine. And that is the least convincing Mac has ever sounded.
You are getting this look from this dragonfly. Like he is managing to have his very pale eyes look straight at Mac's face, even though he said that he's blind. But he's just sort of got that raised eyebrow kind of expression. You're not putting the wood over my eyes. We have a saying back home is you don't try and sneak up on a blind man, and you certainly don't lie to them either. It don't go well.
Well,
Like, I don't really want to meddle in your business, but if there's anything I can do to help, I tripped over you, so I'm obviously some sort of obstacle. I'm happy to repay you back somehow, you know?
it's not so much anything that can really be solved. I don't think it can really be helped. It's just, um, I'm a little bit, I guess you'd say nervous, because uh, it's hard to explain, but like, I I really don't think I should be in public right now.
Oh, is some sort of celebrity? Or a criminal?
Uh, let's go with, I guess, something in between. If
Oh, yeah. And Matt can roll an insight on Hattie if he likes.
absolutely, Mac has. Okay, I wasn't on the freaking thing. Okay, nat 20.
Nice. Beautiful. Okay, so Hattie is just sort of sitting there listening, and the somewhere, excuse me, somewhere in between a criminal and a celebrity, and he's just like, oh yeah, fine, okay, no big deal. So he obviously has no idea who Mac is. Also, doesn't particularly care what Mac's up to. And it's like, oh yeah, you're up to some sort of shady stuff. Meh. Okay, fair enough.
Oh man. I think sort of picking that off of Hattie, Mac clarifies. and when I say like something in between, I don't mean like a criminal. I just sort of mean like uh well, I guess kind of, but that's not why I don't want to be out in public right now. Um, so eh, Meg just
Are you in hiding then? Got someone who you don't want to see you?
well, I don't really want anyone to see me right now.
Well, at least you're still sticking with that.
Yeah, but that could change. Is it okay if we go somewhere a little bit private if we're gonna continue talking? Because anyone could go around the street corner at any moment, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
Alright, if you're that worried. And he sort of stops and turns his head and looks around a bit. I can smell coffee and sugar from over there. And he sort of points with a little nub hand. What, a cafe do? It's out of the way.
Would they serve newspapers there?
What, serve? You eat newspaper?
No, but like sell newspapers, not serve. I know it's coffee.
Uh, I think Pom Pom said that they sometimes have them there to read, but not necessarily sell them.
Uh, maybe somewhere else then, or
Hmm. Well, I don't really know what else is around. What can you say?
what can Maxie? I didn't think of this.
Nice.
Okay, 22
Very nice.
perception. Max sees something. He sees peck it. I think Max just gonna see that there's nothing else and then decide to go with Haddy's suggestion anyway. So Max sort of scans the area and there's a long as he turns his head looking around to see anywhere that wouldn't also have papers. But then
Or that would just be really strange to just walk into and have a conversation in the corner, like a dress shop or something.
yeah. So I think after a long scan, he sort of thinks, okay, this cafe, this Hattie person seems nice, and they seem like they might know the owner, so maybe he could get us like somewhere in the back or somewhere just like not just anywhere but here. So with that, Mac Mac thinking all that, he's just gonna sort of relent and go, okay, I'm fine with the cafe place. We can just you know find like a booth in the back or in a corner or something.
Yeah, right. Sounds good to me. And he's gonna just sort of brush off the front of his waistcoat and then stop at the very edge of the footpath. Now, I can't hear any cars, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. And he's just sort of stopping, and you can actually, I'm going to just roll off that 22 perception that you got before. Matt can see and hear his dragonfly wings just sort of go bzz, 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 and just sort of buzzing. I think it probably alright to cross the road. All right, Mac, let's go. And he's just going to step out into the road and hope for the best. Luckily, there aren't any cars coming.
Right. Yeah. Mac is going to follow behind this blind person walking into what could potentially be traffic. Mac doesn't know that Haddy knows that there's no cars. Oh God.
Um,
He,
he's not filling Mac with any sense of confidence in
yeah.
this.
I think as Mac follows, he's sort of uh, didn't you would you rather, I tell you there's no cars before you walk into the street?
Oh well, I mean, I guess the confirmation would be nice. I can't hear any, so it's probably alright. Unless they're the new silent cars, in which case I'm gonna have a real problem. But I have not come across any of those yet.
Oh,
So,
what if there's like a rogue biker or bicycle or person?
oh, those make noise. They make noise.
Uh, I guess, but like, or like maybe like a hover board. Okay, I get it. You know what you're doing.
Look, the fact that I tripped over you is a little bit of an edge case. I'm not so good at fine detail without me cane, but I can tell big stuff. Like you're taller than me, as far as I can tell.
Uh, yeah, let's go with taller. Mag just sort of looks at nothing, like, huh, how tall am I? He never thought about that before.
Where does length turn into height? Oh. So Hattie's gonna lead Mac across the street to this cafe, and they'll go in, and the bell will there's a little bell over the door that goes ding 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 as it opens. Oh, it's great in here. All right, well that's good. I have no idea where all the seats are though. Are there booths? Are they? You're gonna have to help me out, Mac.
Well, there's a free one towards the back there. We could just sort of nab it. I don't know if. Do you need to get served in a cafe?
Um, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Sneakster said there's usually a sign that says "Please wait to be seated" or something like that.
Oh,
Is there
right.
a sign? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
If
just
not, we can sit wherever we want.
okay. Well, we'll just nab this one over here, and then Mac's gonna sort of put his tail like below Haddy's hand to take if he wants to lead him
Oh, Hattie
over.
will. Yeah. He'll put a little nub hand on the offered tail. Ah, thank you kindly.
Okay, yeah, over here, and it does feel fabricy,
Hmm.
and Mac leads Haddy down, and he sort of coils himself up in his side of the booth and just sort of takes the menu. You can hear him sort of place it down as a sort of cover,
Hmm.
and then just sort of hides his face behind it
Oh,
and
Mac.
lays his head down on the
Oh.
table.
Yeah, it isn't. It's that bad. I
Well,
mean, I don't know your business, but
oh, you will soon enough. God, anyone
yeah,
could know.
I mean, probably. If it's anything that bad, Pom Pom will find out about it sooner or later. She likes that kind of thing.
Oh God, do you think she'd still let me in here?
What? I don't think my cousin's gonna stop you from going into a cafe, Mike. And unless you need to go to prison or something, in that case, maybe.
Um,
I don't know.
well,
Look,
I
really
I
depends
don't
on
know
what you've
if
done.
I don't know if I need to go to prison or not. Um, I, I'm not I'm not a criminal. I'm just you know, I didn't. Okay, just to clarify, I have not done any crimes that would make people know that I am a criminal. Is the best
Alright.
way I can put it.
Alright, good.
I'm
I mean,
in. I people might know who I am for an entirely different reason, but it's still not a good one, but it's not for crime.
hmm. So some sort of scandal or something like that.
I, I guess that's the best way you could put it. Yeah, scandal. Uh,
Well, I've heard of all sorts of scandals. I hear all sorts of things, you see. And if it's not crime, I can tell you that you're probably gonna be fine.
I I really hope so. I hope you're right for my sake. Is that selfish?
Well, if you don't look out for number one, who else is gonna?
I I guess that's fair. Oh, do you want anything? Is there braille menus? I don't know how to read braille. I wouldn't know if it was braille or not.
Braille is a whole bunch of little raised dots.
Oh.
So
Oh, right. Yeah,
it's
that yeah.
so I can feel it because I can't see it. You see. I'm gonna roll him a perception and see whether or not he can figure out if there is a. Okay, that's a 19. So I'm going to say that Haddy sort of reaches over to just sort of gently rub the menu that Mac picked up and put on the tabletop there, and oh yeah, no, this has Braille on it. Bloody brilliant! All right, let's see. Do you want anything? I guess is the question.
Uh, I guess like maybe like a maybe a water would be best.
All right, order. You want anything to eat? Piece of cake, bagel. Our bagels are nice.
Uh, I'll look out for number one. A bit of cake would be nice. Yeah.
Someone taking my advice on the first turn. Miracles do bloody happen. All right, and he's just gonna sort of wave a hand over at the waitress, and she's gonna come over with a little notebook, and Harry's just gonna smile at her. Can we get 2 pieces of whichever cake's already been cut, and a cup of coffee and a cup of water, please? Yeah, sure, not a problem. I'll bring those over straight away. And she writes them down, and gives a smile, and then turns and walks off.
And Mag just sort of like flumps his face down into the table, like, okay, at least one person here doesn't recognize me. That's cool. That's fine. Um, so if the newspaper isn't braille, then you don't know me. Okay. Um, so you're fine with me, so that's um good. If you did know more about me, would you be comfortable still, I guess, sort of impromptu hanging out like this?
I'll be honest with you, Mick. There's only 1.5, if they really count as a person anymore. There's only a small assortment of individuals I would not be particularly comfortable being around, and that's for a set of reasons. It ain't very pleasant. I gotta say, they're not people who've gotten caught in some sort of scandal. They're people that I'd like to run through with something very sharp. So as long as you're not associated with them, I'm sure you're fine.
Right, right, right. Okay. Was that a very thinly veiled threat, or are you just very, very honest?
Oh, well, one and the other, depending on whether or not you are. I mean,
R-
if it helps. The only pointy thing that I've got on me at the moment is only about this long, and he indicates a dagger length, like no more than like a, you know. Oh, I'd have no idea how much a foot is. Do you have feet on you? No. I'm gonna say like 150 mil, like 15 centimeters long or something, dagger size.
Yeah,
That's what my ruler says. He says like, yeah, I've only got something this long, so that's pointy.
only something about stab and length.
Mm.
Uh, so if you don't mind me asking, so I don't get stabbed, uh, what's the sort of people that we need to associate with? What's the sort of people that you would
And
stab?
Haddy just sort of tilts his head to the side a little bit. A giant walking mop of a dog with the name of Mobile. And a picnic bitch by the name of Marlin.
Ah, uh, a man, is it hot in here? Or uh uh yeah uh where is that water? I'm parched. Mac is gone redder than red.
I nearly had coffee come out my nose.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
One sec. That was a poorly timed sip of coffee. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, the waitress is probably coming back with her little tray, and she puts down the 2 pieces of cake and a cup of water and Hattie's coffee, and let me know if you need anything else. And off she trots.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah, thank you. So, Hattie, how do you know these two strangers?
They're responsible for hurting someone in my family. Actually, several someones in my family, mind you. And tried to kill me not that long ago.
Tried to kill?
Kind of tried to trap us in a burning building, mind you. Oh yeah, and he holds up his left hand, and you can see all these purple and dark blue marks on it that don't match the rest of his coloring. This is their doing too. I think this is from Mobile's teeth. I don't actually remember it.
Wait, so, uh, from the both of them.
Well, these marks are from Mobile, I'm pretty sure.
But the
But
burning building.
oh yeah. She's sitting on fire. Hey, you heard of what happened to Killjoy in Velstown?
Wait, what is Killjoy?
Alright, no then. It's well, a shithole. I guess is the best way of putting it. They did cereal, I think. In theory. My cousin used to work for him and nearly drove him to destruction, really. nearly worked him to death.
Oh,
Nearly worked a lot of people to death, actually. There was 12 of them.
so I guess it really does live up to the name then.
Yeah, it does. And we went in to go and get my cousin out. And Marlon decided to set the building on fire with us inside. And with everyone else inside, mind you.
So Marilyn, this Marilyn character, this stranger person that you know, uh, she set a building on fire with people inside, with you inside.
Hey, that's correct. I'm just going to
Marilyn.
roll Haddy another insight. Oh, okay. Haddy's reliving a little bit of trauma, so he's not being as observant.
Yeah.
Because that's a 7. That's not going to do it.
So Marilyn. Monroe. That Marilyn.
Hey, that Marilyn.
Building on fire.
Yep.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Early.
And then you can hear
Oh,
Max sort of
Haddy's-
slither out of the booth towards the bathroom.
Haddy rolled a 7 on that insight. He has no idea. I'm just sitting here going, Mac.
Yeah.
You're having an existential crisis right now.
What the Oh my god. Oh my god. So, what was... I think if Haddy could roll a perception...
Sure, I can do that.
A
Which is not
13.
his best. That's a 13.
I'm gonna say that's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think Haddy can hear... after the doors... You can hear the doors close to the bathroom. And then you can hear a sort of... Oh, God! From the bathroom.
Oh, Mac, my beloved.
And then you can hear nothing flush. He can hear nothing flush, and then he can hear the door opening again, and then he can hear the shuffling of a seat, and then you can hear Mac saying, "Thank you. I just weak bladder. Eh."
Okay. I'm gonna roll Haddy a deception. That's an 11. It's probably not his most convincing.
Shit. Hang
Mac
on.
can
Give me
roll
a
an
second.
insight check. Yeah. Oh, Haddy. You do have a way with words. Frightening the poor snake.
Sorry, I'm back.
All good.
Okay, so what was the last thing?
I was just saying that Matt can roll an insight to contest that deception, if you like.
Oh yeah. Also, side note, I have no idea how distant that yelling was because I took my headphones off to yell away from my mic.
It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Okay, that's a 10.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Oh,
Mac
Mac
is deceived.
Yeah.
He just, he's in the middle of a crisis right now, so he's also not his A game.
That's fair enough. Okay. So Haddy has managed to deceive the snake. He's like, yeah, no, I didn't hear you. Not go to the toilet, not flush, not wash your hands, and just go in there and yell. So I'm just going to pretend that it's all good, and he's just going to reach his hand out and pat across the top of the desk until he finds his little cake fork, and then slowly eat his cake. This is good.
Yeah, the cake, really good. I'm loving it, and there's not been a clatter of forks on Mac's side.
So as I was saying, so long as you don't, you know, call people like that your allies, and I got no problem with you.
Right. Yeah, allies. Why would I do that? So hey, funny story. You know, um, I guess kind of related. Um, I guess there's, you know, uh, uh, and Mac is like panicking because he might get stabbed today. And once he gathers himself, he's gonna. So yeah, funny story. Um, just the other day, it just happened, uh, as it does. There was this. There's actually this dog. I guess kind of like that. You know, I guess I'm trying to relate to your story about getting whatever that was on your hand. Sorry about that, by the way. That looks awful. Um, but yeah, I have relating to that. I have my own bad dog story. It was just a couple days ago. This one dog. I think we fought, or I guess we didn't really fight. I just sort of. Well, I tried to hit him, and then like I don't remember much after that. That's not really a good story, I guess. Most story have like details.
Is alright. I can understand. I actually don't remember this happening. But having said that, the picnic, Marin, pretty sure she's got memory manipulation magics. Actually, I am sure she's got memory manipulation magics. She's done it to me cousin. She did it to me. The picnic. So I know what it's like to have little gaps in your memory or things not match up.
Wait. So going back to this Marilyn person, whoever she is, memory manipulation.
There's a spell called Modify Memory. I mean, it's right there. And it's not a low level spell, that.
Wait. So first of all, people can do that, and second of all, she can do that.
Aye?
Um.
I mean, it was either her or the. Who's that other picnic there? Denise? Dennis? Either her or him, but if it was him, it's not going to be much of an issue anymore, at least so far as what Pom Pom's told me.
Right. So how did you know? that she did that.
Well, I already had suspicions about that sort of thing from what my cousin was saying, because he'd say, oh, such and such happened, but it didn't. And then I said something to Pom Pom about something else. And turns out what I remembered was completely wrong. And you know, you'd think I'd remember a little bit better than that because I was literally there.
So you can't really tell unless someone else was there to disprove?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't even notice until it came up.
Right, okay, can you excuse me? I need to go to the bathroom again. You know, I weak bladder. And Mag is gonna speed off to the bathroom again.
I am going to roll him another insight now. That's the wrong number. That number. That's a
13.
13. That's not a 7. So I think Hattie's starting to twig.
Yeah. And speaking of starting to twig it, there's a oh gosh. Oh god. And then there is the door to the bathroom goes again, and there was no running of the taps or flushing of the toilets. And then Mac is back in the booth again. Hi, sorry about that, you know, weak, really, really weak bladder. So where were we?
Hattie is just very gently and calmly puts down his little cake fork, and you know that sort of that thing where they sort of steeple their hands in front of them. Hattie doesn't have fingers, so he's not really doing that, but he's put his little nubs together with his elbows on the tabletop. Mac, I'm getting the feeling that maybe you do know what I'm talking about a little bit more than you're letting on.
I don't know what you're talking about at all. I don't know anything. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just giving you a look.
Yeah, man, this bladder. If you could excuse me again.
Alright, go for it.
Okay, yeah, thanks. And then there is another slam at the door. Uh, 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 and then the door goes again. And then Mac is back.
Hattie's just sort of folded his arms over his chest and is leaning back in the booth a little bit.
So, uh, that cake is really good. How taste?
Yeah, it's good. They know what they're doing with having cakes like this in the window.
Yeah, cakes. uh,
You seem like a good kid. So
Uh,
I'm not gonna spring at you over the table. But, you know I could hear you, right?
you what?
In there. And he sort of just jerks his head towards the bathroom door.
Oh. Uh, constipation?
Nah, you're a terrible liar.
Um, that would be uh um
How about you just come out with it then, Mac? How it is you know Meriden and Mobile?
right. Um, so if I don't know where these baseless accusations are coming from, but but hypothetically, if I were, would you promise not to stab me until I can explain myself?
I think I can do that. I'll keep me braid in my armor space until you've said your piece. And then once I've listened, we'll see what happens next.
So that's not a definite no then.
It's a promise to listen and hear you out. Depending on what you say, I might have to get violent, but I can't promise that.
Right. I can okay. Okay. Yeah. Mac is gonna gulp down their entire thing of water. Cause God, their mouth is parched. Or his mouth is parched. Doesn't happen till later. Right. So I might know this Marilyn person that you're talking about, and I'm sorry for lying about that. But I okay. And Matt kind of leans in, and I I kind of work for her. Please don't stab me.
And what kind of work do you do for her?
Uh, a a a janitor? Well, I mm, well I was a janitor. I don't know if I still am. K- Well, cause I haven't talked to her in a bit. You know how I was talking about like the dog.
Eh?
Uh, last night I think Abigail said she knew that was a guy called Leon Mobile. Leon Mobile.
Oh, it's a surname. Right. I have no idea which one did this. And he just sort of gestures to his hand. All I know is he was huge, smelt terrible, and had very sharp teeth.
Well, this person was giant. I didn't really smell them for that long, and was really uh good with the axe. So after that whole thing, I don't I haven't talked to Marilyn yet. I don't know if I'm still employed or not, especially because of the newspapers. But yeah, I sort of I guess I was still am. I don't know. I worked work. I don't know what tends to use as a janitor for her. But that's it.
Haddy is
That's it.
deep in thought now. He's just thinking. Like his mind is going, what impact does she need a janitor for? Oh god, is it cleaning up blood and ink? Oh god. Alright. In what newspaper are you talking about? Mind filling me in on that too?
Uh um uh um uh it's it's about it's about um w- uh well, I actually forgot what the newspaper was about, you know? Uh Whoops.
Am I gonna have to roll an insight or something?
I don't think that's at all necessary. You can if you want.
I will. I will. Um,
So you know what? Yeah, a
19.
19. He is grasping at straws, bullshitting. He really doesn't want to say anything more. He's terrified.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So do with that what you will.
Hattie's still just leaning back in the booth. Hmm. Yeah, that's a small damn word. If you still work for her, I recommend against it. Not only because she's an absolute bitch and I'm going to kill her for what she's done. I'd hate for you to get caught in the crossfire over that. But also, I'd hate for her to turn what she can do against you. You seem like a good kid.
So don't work for her or else. Wha- well, even if I am still employed by her, I don't know if she had anything to do with the newspaper, but I don't know who would know, and I don't know what else she might know. I guess. Um, the thing with the newspapers, it was kind of like a secret I had is kind of in the newspapers. If it's okay with you, I won't get into it. Well, it's kind of public knowledge now, but I'd rather not talk about it anyway. You know,
There's a small nod.
right? But yeah, this secret, there's only so many people that would know, and there's only she's she was probably the only one that knew that would that I guess could have done this, that I guess could have put it in the newspaper, and I guess she put my secret in the newspaper for everyone to see, so I'm freaking out about it a little. So I don't know if that is like her notice of termination.
Who knows what that bitch thinks at any given time?
I
She
would have
does.
I would have preferred a pink slip, to be honest, if it is.
From my experience, she does things for shits and giggles. No matter whose life is on the line, what they destroy in the process. So, if Marin knew your secret and it's now public, I would not be surprised if it was her doing.
So
I reckon you can do much better as for an employer than her.
well, I mean, that's yeah. You know what? I won't get into that whole discussion. I've already had it. But yeah, I guess to summarize, I worked for her as a janitor, um, and I think she might have put my secret into the newspapers as a response to not doing well last night, and that's also why that dog was there.
Hmm. I think I'm gonna keep me blade where it is, Mac. To put your mind at ease.
Right. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And then there's just sort of a dull thud as Mac sort of head first onto the table.
Hattie's just gonna resume eating his cake and drinking his coffee. He is just having a think now. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that is a lot to think about, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. He's gonna go to the hub. He's gonna do what he needs to do there. Then he's gonna go home and be like, Pom, we need to have some words, please. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. I think once Harry's finished his coffee and finished his cake, he's gonna stand up and sort of brush his hands off a little bit. Alright. I should get going. I had somewhere I was headed to. Are you doing alright there, Mac?
Right. Yeah, I should be going to yeah. Um I guess thank you for the water. I didn't have the cake. Sorry.
Don't put it to waste. If you don't want to eat it now, put it in your hammer space at least.
Right.
You're out of tune, right? I actually cannot tell.
Yeah. It's just I don't think I'm in the mood for eating right now. I don't think I could really stomach it.
You want to roll an insight?
Of course. I would love to roll an insight. FPSs where I roll insight rolls are good FPSs.
Damn! Nice!
Another nat 20 insight. Jesus.
Wow. Apparently Mac is very good at reading Haddy. Okay, so this dragonfly looks like there's a lot of a rainbow of emotions that he's currently holding on to at the moment. Like there's definitely still a lot of bitterness about Mobile and Marilyn. And the fact that Mac knows him, you can just sort of see this ponder in the background there, sort of. But when Mac says that he couldn't stomach eating at the moment, there is a familiar kind of empathy on Hattie's face, like someone else said that to him relatively recently. And he's not going to push the matter, but at the same time, he kind of just reaches out and tries to give Mac a little pat on the head. You should try and eat sometime soon, even if you feel like you're going to be sick. Don't let yourself waste away.
Right. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. I'm gonna be on a ship for a while, so I guess this is the last sort of mainland food I'll have for a bit. So I guess I really should. Yeah.
If you don't want to eat it now, take it with you to eat later. As hard as that can be sometimes.
Well, the thing is, I sort of have to eat it for hammer. It's in my mouth. I don't know if I
Well,
could stomach it, even just to hammer space it. You know.
right. You might want to invest in some pockets. And he just sort of does a little straighten of his waistcoat, and there's a pull back of it, and there's internal pockets. Really handy.
Right. Yeah. I would if I could. Um. Right. Yeah. Blind. I'm a snake.
This is just his pause, and Hattie's wings sort of do another little buzz. Oh, you haven't got arms, right?
Yeah. So no jackets. And
I'm sure you could have like a poncho or something that would work, or a hat.
well, I do have a hat, but I don't think hats come with pockets.
Yeah, just put it in that. And the worst that happen is you get cake on your head. Huh?
Maybe. Maybe I'll just.
Um,
Hang on.
Mac can tell that Hattie is now absolutely just messing with him, trying to lighten the mood somewhat.
Okay. There's a sort of. Maybe I'll stick behind and actually enjoy this before I go. You know,
Not a bad idea.
you've got places to be. You've got places to be. I won't keep you, but I can take my time for this. Then
Alright. It'll be for on the way out, so you won't have to worry about that none. And maybe if I see you again, in a manner of speaking, things will be a bit better for the both of us, eh?
yeah, maybe I'll have the money to pay you back with something like this.
That'd be nice. You look after yourself, eh?
Yeah, you too. Look out for number 1.
And Haddy smiles broadly at that, gives a nod, and then pulls himself out of the booth and makes his way over to the counter. And you can just see him pay the waitress there and head out the door. And he's still very slow, and you can see him moving very carefully, trying to not trip over again. And then he's off back down the street.
Oh. And I think Mac is gonna sort of curl back down into the booth, back to the little cake, and just take a little bite. One at a time.
No. Mac. I'm sorry my boy threatened you.
No, it is incredible. I'm so glad it went that way. You have no idea. That was so good.
I was not expecting that angle at all, but here we
So,
are.
yeah, that was the FPS. I hope you enjoyed listening.
That was fun. Thank you.
No, thank you. Haddy is fucking great.
uh,
Oh my god.
oh boy. Oh dear. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. We'll see you with the next thing.
Bye.
Bye bye.